Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Qigong lesson. And the lesson today is all about how to use Qigong for healing, for recovery from illness or any particular health condition. Now, obviously, all Qigong is really good and really helpful for healing. But today's practice is going to focus on a routine. I'm going to keep things moving, and it's a routine of a balance between more yin exercises or movements and breathing and more yang qigong. So for those of you who are not aware of the concept of yin and yang, in the body, the yin functions are cooling, moistening and nourishing. So they're the more kind of quieter, regenerative, recuperative kind of functions of the body. And the yang functions, on the other hand, are more to do with warming, moving and activating. So they're the more kind of action functions in the body. So in Qigong, we also have methods which tends to be either relatively more yin in their nature or relatively more yang. And the reason we're going to mix them up today is that in terms of explaining what health is, simply speaking, in Chinese medicine and Qigong, health is a balance of the yin and the yang within the body. A dynamic balance, it's changing, it fluctuates during the day depending on what you're doing, but it's a dynamic balance between yin and yang. And it's only when that balance falls a little bit out of kilter that we end up with any kind of health conditions, with any sickness. So the whole idea behind Chinese medicine and Qigong as part of Chinese medicine in that medical capacity is to restore that healthy balance of yin and yang. So for each of you, I'm going to show you this routine, but you may choose when you go off and do this on your own to spend more time on maybe the more yin exercises, the more yin parts of this, or the more yang, depending on your constitution, what you've inherited from your parents, and any kind of health conditions that you might have happening to you at the moment. So for example, if you feel like if you're recovering from an illness, you don't necessarily want to be doing loads of kind of yang, really energetic movements. You want to be doing more yin, nourishing Qigong exercises during your recuperation until you've then got the energy to work with the yang movements. But alternatively, yang-wise, if you feel like things seem a little bit stuck, a little bit stagnant, you feel like you need to kind of stretch, you've maybe got a few aches and pains, and you feel that they would benefit from greater circulation in the body, then you would work with more yang Qigong exercises. So you can just change the balance to whatever suits you. And that's the beauty of Qigong, is you can really tailor it to your individual needs. So let's get going then, and we'll start from a standing position. If you want to sit down at any point during this routine, there will be a place where you can have a bit of a rest and sit down. So if you want to have a chair next to you, just as part of this, you can sit down whenever you choose. So beginning then with the feet shoulder width distance apart, knees slightly bent, and just having the tailbone moving down. So there's a little bit of a flatness and openness in the lower back by moving the tailbone in this downwards direction and then lifting up at the front here in the lower abdomen area. Shake out the arms, just make sure they're nice and loose and relaxed. And maybe picking up the shoulders towards the ears and then shrugging them down. So this is just getting ourselves into a nice relaxed standing position. Check also that there's length in the back of your neck, that the vertebrae of the spine in this neck area are nice and open, there's plenty of space between them. And we do that by tucking the chin back towards the throat and lifting up in the back of the neck. So I've explained to you before, it's like a smiley face movement that you make with your chin. So the chin comes down and then back in and then up again at the back, tucking in towards the throat. Feeling that lovely length in the back of the neck. So nice and tall. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth. Close your mouth and let the tongue rest against the roof of the mouth with the tip of the tongue resting against the back of the upper teeth. And for a moment, closing your eyes and breathing in and out through the nose, beginning our practice with a few abdominal breaths. Breathing in, feeling the belly expand, and breathing out, feeling the belly sink back towards the spine. So have that idea that you're inflating an imaginary balloon as you breathe in, and then you're seeing that balloon deflate as you breathe out. So that expansion of the lower abdomen area is in all directions. So although you probably feel the belly pushing out, also have the idea that that expansion is sideways and also backwards towards the lower back, towards the kidneys and the spine. Also up and down, so that expansion up, a tiny little bit up towards the rib cage, and then down towards the pelvic area as well. So really having that idea of the balloon, which obviously expands in all directions when you blow it up. So by performing a few abdominal breaths like this, we bring ourselves into what's called the Qigong State. So this is a state of readiness and relaxation as a preparation for our practice. And remember that Qigong is a combination of breath, movement, and gentle focus of our minds. So as we go through the routine today, I'll be explaining to you where the movement is, how we're breathing, and where your mind focus lies. And gently opening the eyes so you can see me. So our first movement today is opening the gate of life, which many of you have done before, and I've done a whole video on this, so you'll find that on my website on a previous blog post, but we're going to just run through that one quickly now. So starting in your position of standing shoulder width distance apart with your feet, and just pay attention for this to your knees. So what you don't want to do during this practice is to move your knees side to side in this way. So that's putting a lot of stress on the knees when they're not supported. So your knees, imagine them as the headlights of a car, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to twist from the waist, and you're imagining that you're wringing out a cloth, like your spine, your upper body, your torso is like, it's like wringing out a cloth, and we're twisting. So just begin to twist from the waist, and you see how my knees stay fairly forward facing. So very relaxed, just let the arms hang down by your sides, and you'll see that the arms are kind of, they just adopt this kind of pendular swinging motion, which is generated from your waist. So stay nice and tall, keep the chin tucked back towards the throat, and now let your head follow with the arms. So your head is following this movement, and you'll notice that as you twist a little bit more, gently increasing the amplitude of that movement. Just take care if you have any lower back or neck issues, so listen to your body, but you'll notice that the hands start to hit off the back of the body. So I'm just going to turn around and show you what that looks like now, so you can see. Okay, so as you're doing this, continue, keep going. You might want to try it with your eyes closed to see how that feels. Some people find that a bit tricky balance-wise, but it's a good thing to practice to improve your balance as well. So just keep going this really relaxed way. So ideally now, you would do this for about 5 minutes. And as you're practicing, we've just got the breathing going on as our normal abdominal breathing. So you've got the movement, the breath is abdominal breathing, and the mind is actually paying gentle attention to releasing any stress that your body might be holding. So that could be conscious stress that you're very aware of, or it could be unconscious stress, which you're not aware of, but you may be holding. So just thinking of releasing stress as you perform this movement. And just keep going with this for another 30 seconds or so. Keeping really loose and relaxed in the upper body, thinking of wringing out a towel as you make that twisting motion. Keep smiling. This is a lovely exercise to do in a park or on a beach, just to ease out any stress that you might be holding on to. And now slowly just decrease the amplitude of the movement. So don't come out of it too suddenly, just making your turns a little bit less and less each time. And coming to rest. Arms down by your sides. Check your posture. Have a look down, check your feet haven't moved. Shoulders relaxed, nice and tall. Chin tucked back towards the throat. Close the eyes for a moment. And observe any sensations in your body. Keep going with your abdominal breathing. And gently opening the eyes. So moving on to the second exercise in this routine now. And again, some of you will have done this many times before. This is a vibration movement. So all we're going to do is we're going to gently bounce up and down on our knees. So you keep the heels on the floor, the whole of the foot is in contact with the floor, and just making little bouncy movements with the knees. Keep everything very relaxed. So your knees are like a spring. Still keeping tall, lengthen the back of the neck, shoulders down. And you'll notice as you bounce like this, that the arms are very loose and floppy. And you'll start to notice that the wrists start to move forwards and backwards on the ends of the arms. If I turn sideways on, you'll be able to see that a little bit better. So you see how my wrists, my hands moving backwards and forwards, trying to stay tall and straight, just bouncing gently, using my knees as springs, keeping the chin tucked in. It's often tempting in this vibration movement to let the head come up like this. So again, if you do that, you're constricting the flow of chi in the vertebrae and through the spine in the neck area. So tucking the chin back, down, rolling it back around the imaginary bowl, and then feeling that length in the back of the neck, looking straight ahead and smiling. Keep going with that. So this is the movement, really, really simple. So the breath is your abdominal breathing. So breathing in and out through the nose, the mouth stays closed. And the mind practice for this exercise, we're paying gentle attention to any tension or holding in the body. So any muscular tension, any aches, pains, stiffness, discomfort, anything at all that you might be feeling as tension in the body, that could even feel like tension in the abdomen, in the digestive system, tension in the brain, in the mind. So as you're vibrating and bouncing like this, maybe close your eyes for a moment and think of releasing whatever tension you happen to be holding on to. And keep going like that for another 30 seconds or so. Keep smiling. Keep the arms really relaxed. And then again, just decreasing slowly the amplitude of this movement, gently coming out of this bouncing movement and coming to rest. Again, arms by your sides, just nice and relaxed, nice and loose. Close the eyes, smiling and observing any sensations you feel in the body or the mind as you rest using your abdominal breath. And gently opening the eyes. So they were a couple of more yang movements, more yang exercises, warming, moving, activating movements. So remember I said we were going to work with a mixture of yin and yang today. So this next one is more of a yin exercise, although it does have a great effect for building up the qi or the energy in the body. So it's lovely and gentle. You can practice it from the sitting position if you like. So if you want to grab a chair and sit down for this part, you can. Otherwise, you can remain standing. So this exercise is called rubbing ball. And again, I've taught this in a previous live class. So you'll find it on my blog page in much greater detail. But just as part of this routine, let's start by bringing our palms together and just close your eyes for a moment. Breathing using your abdominal breath. Now gently opening the eyes so you can see what's happening. You can close them again in a moment. But what you're going to do is bring your mind focus to the palms of your hands. And we can actually send out our own qi from the palms of our hands with the breath. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to ask you in a moment to stay as you are, like in this position for now, but I'm basically going to say, just bring your hands apart, maybe about 12 inches, and then back in together, and apart and back together. And you see how my wrists are very soft. So I'm not stiff, moving like this, very soft. It's almost like your hands are floating through melted chocolate. That's a really lovely visualization. So as you breathe out, the qi will come out of the palms of your hands. That's what you're thinking of, 2 jets of steam coming out. So breathing out, the hands push each other away from each other. Breathing in, the qi moves back into the palms and the hands. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Okay, so from this position again, closing the eyes and just bring your mind to the palms of the hands. So you're thinking of the palms of the hands as little doorways which are going to open, and jets of qi are going to move out through the palms of the hands each time you exhale. So begin now by taking a breath in through the nose. A nice, long, slow exhale now as you allow the hands to part. Exhaling, visualizing qi leaving the palms of your hands. So each jet of qi pushing the other hand away. And then breathing in, feeling the hands come together as the qi withdraws back into the hands and the arms. And then breathing out, visualizing jets of qi pushing the hands apart. Breathing in, keeping the hands, the wrists, the arms really relaxed, shoulders down, smiling, using your abdominal breath in and out through the nose. So you can have eyes open, or your eyes half open, half closed, just with a gentle gaze, not really focusing on anything in particular. Or you can have your eyes closed. But really just paying attention to your hands any sensations you feel in the arms and the hands. And around that whole area, in between the hands, around the backs of the hands, the backs of the arms. If you notice any tingling, warmth, heaviness, lightness, feeling like the hands are bigger and swollen, all of those are really great signs that your qi is flowing into your hands and out the palms of your hands. So really just enjoying playing with, it's almost like a ball of qi between your hands, like working with the bellows to light a fire. So as the hands come together, you're compressing the ball. And then as the hands come apart, the ball gets bigger. And just keep going with that for another 30 seconds or so. Just enjoying that lovely flowing motion of the hands through melted chocolate or treacle, whichever you prefer. And now very gently, to finish this part of the exercise, just think of that ball of qi as a big cotton wool ball. And you're going to gently press it towards your lower abdomen with both hands. You might want to just gently open your eyes so you can see what I'm doing. So it's almost like you're fluffing the little ball back in to the abdomen, just retaining that qi so we don't lose it to the outside world. Keeping it in our lower belly, in Dantian, in our energy center, and placing one hand on top of the other over the lower belly, smiling and breathing, and just observing how you feel in your body or mind for a few breaths. And now you can either keep your hands here, or you can let them hang loosely by your sides and keep the eyes closed for this next part of the routine. And what we're going to do with this part, again, it's more of a yin practice, so more nourishing, moistening, cooling, and more actually of a meditation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a fairly quick breath in and then a long, slow breath out, using our abdominal breath. And as we breathe out, what we're going to visualize in our mind's eye is the qi, or our energy, as you just did there with the hands, with the palms of the hands, but instead now around the whole body. So a bit like an aura around the whole body, or a qi ball around you. So, and what we're going to do each time we breathe out is we're going to push that boundary out a little bit further each time. So first of all, as you're just breathing with your eyes closed, just scan your body from head to toe, just fairly quickly, just paying light attention, working down through the head and neck and shoulders, all the way down through the arms, the trunk of the body towards the abdomen and the lower back, down through the hips, the thighs, the knees, the shins, the ankles, and to the feet, back and front, and both sides. So visualizing the surface of your skin. All the pores on your skin surface are open. So the qi can expand out through the pores. So from the boundary of your physical skin, the qi is going to expand a little bit further. So the first time you breathe out when we do this, think of maybe the qi moving out a couple of centimeters from the skin surface. The second time, maybe 5 centimeters. Then maybe another couple of centimeters. So 2 or 3 centimeters each time you breathe out. So your qi is expanding a little bit more, further and further each time, creating a ball or a bubble around your whole body from head to toe. We'll just spend a minute or so working with this meditation and breathing exercise. So remember, you take a fairly quick breath in and then breathing out, expanding the qi a couple of centimeters beyond your skin. And just keep breathing. Each time, the qi moving further and further out from your body, back and front, sides, soles of the feet, top of the head. And just keep going like that for another 30 seconds or so. Now keeping the eyes closed. To finish this, again, we don't want to lose all of that qi from the outside surrounding our bodies. So each time you breathe in now, just for a few breaths, think of drawing it back in through the pores of the skin. So sucking the qi back in through the skin surface with each inhalation. When you feel you've drawn it all back in your mind's eye, think of closing the pores of your skin. Obviously, the skin needs to breathe, the pores open and close all the time, but just sealing the pores for the purpose of not allowing any of your valuable qi to escape and be lost to the outside world. And gently opening the eyes. And the last method we're going to do today is a little bit of a mixture between the yin and yang. So this is a nice balancing method. So just standing, or actually you could be sitting, but I think standing is better for this part. So we're going to work with some palm presses. So the movement for this is pressing the palms down and becoming really tall, so kind of straightening in the knees, so not locking out in a really stiff way in the legs, but just straightening, feeling much taller, feeling that length in the back of the neck. And then bending in the knees, palms come up towards the chest. So pushing down as you breathe out, lifting the palms, bending the knees slightly as you breathe in. Keep the shoulders down. So that's the movement. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. And at the same time, our mind is working down through this yin channel here, which is called renmai, all the way down through the midline. It runs under, between the legs, and then up through the back of the spine. It turns into a yang channel called dumai. Okay, so as we're pressing down, we're sending qi down through renmai. And then as the hands come up in our mind's eye, the qi is moving up through our spine, from the base of the spine up towards the base of the neck, and then coming back down through the midline as we press hands down. So just have a go with that then. So breathing in, chi coming up through the spine, breathing out, getting nice and tall, chi running down through the midline of the front of the body. Breathing in, using your abdominal breath, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, down through the midline at the front. Breathing in, up through the spine at the back. Breathing out. 3 more. Again, hands very floaty, very relaxed. And now bringing one palm to rest on the lower belly with the other palm directly on top of that. Smiling and thinking of this lower abdomen area, sealing in all the lovely chi we've been working with by massaging the belly, circling firstly in one direction and then in the other. And then bringing the hands together, rubbing them until they get really, really hot. Keeping the eyes closed, place one palm over each eye, feeling the heat from the palms of the hands traveling back through the eyes, out the back of the eyes to nourish the mind. And then to bring yourself back into the room, giving yourself a little face massage as you slowly open the eyes. And hands to stand by your sides, maybe give your arms and legs a little shake out. And that is our little routine of Qigong for healing, which is that lovely balance between both Yin and Yang exercises of more movement and more meditation and breathing. So I do hope you enjoyed that class today, everyone. As always, if you have any questions, you can email me. My email is janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can join the free Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. Also, if you enjoyed this class today, I do take donations if you'd like to say thank you. Half of the proceeds from the donations go to the nurses in the intensive care unit in my local hospital, and the other half go to the upkeep of this website. So I'll put the link for the donation in the text next to this video when I send out the replay. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you'll join me next time. If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.